Okay, frames not dropping. Why is it always when I'm trying to stream, frames are dropping? What is this? Okay, today they're not dropping, so it's good. It's chill. Okay. It's mahoyo Friday. It's unplanned mahoyo Friday. We have 2 hours. I mean, 1 hour and 49 minutes. So we should like go. Go. Life, little. Little happening of last night. Here we go. Did Twitch used to show your image photo, like profile photo, when sending notifications before? I don't think so. Okay, well, it does now. What are we doing? We're reading archive. Did we finish this? Oh, do we have a bookmark? Pardon? Do I have controller? Title? Title? Search for bookmark. Didn't we... Huh? I'm concerned. Didn't we not finish something from the last time? Honestly, I should do a recap. Oh, there is not much to recap. There is 3 main characters in the story. Aoko Ozaki, who's a chain, like, connecting character between Tsukihime franchise or whatever it is. Do we think it's Tsukihime franchise? I would call it Tsukihime franchise. Anyway, Aoko Ozaki, who is appearing in Kare no Kyokai, kinda, who is direct relationship to a character in Kare no Kyokai and who is appearing in Tsukihime, and she's a young apprentice of another young witch whose name is Alice, and she's also a student council president. That's about it. Nothing else happened. Also, there is a guy whose name is Sojiro, and he's just a guy. He came here from the mountains and he didn't have any electricity in the mountains, and now he's just a normal student guy. I don't know. And he and Aoko kind of have some sort of classmate relationship. I don't know. Nothing is developed. Like, no plot has been read. Did we read this? Yes, this is the Alice one. I think we read a huge chunk of this one. Can we just skip? I remember reading all of that. Will it let me skip stuff that I have not read? We stopped at Sujiro washing windows, right? By the time he finished his third and fourth window. Physical labor. I don't think I read this. Left alone but no less encouraged, Sujiro began cleaning the windows. So true. The day's weather was a disappointment once again. It had not gone so far as to rain, but was too overcast to enjoy the sun. He leaned against the tall ladder, and beginning with a window about 5 yards from the ground, quietly cleaned. Sujiro was never the kind of person to mind physical labor. In fact, there has been a blue sky. This might have been a perfect day off to him, okay? By the time he finished the third or fourth window, he felt very relaxed and began to whistle. Wow. He's having fun. Though 15 feet was intimidating height. Shit. "15 feet in meters. 4 meters. Okay, that's a lot." Turning towards the town gave Sujiro a clean view of a tree-topped hill that was previously caught his eye. Yeah, I can read, it's okay. So there... Oh yeah, they talk! They talk! Shit. Because we're so limited in time, I don't want to sidetrack too much. Okay, keep it in. So there really is a house in the woods. The hill in the woods just outside of town. Oh, he saw the mansion. From there, the forest overlooking the sleepless city looked like a foreign castle. It's pretty cool to have like a forest that you can see from your city. Well. Do we have a burglar? Did she say are? No, she just said are. Wow. Not a mother at all. Just then, Lost in his thoughts while wiping windows, Sejiro had pulled off his trance by someone pacing below him. He looked down and saw a girl, her hand kept close, otherwise contrasting with your kind visage. It is a mother, oh my god. But wow, look at this whole I know I'm changing it every time, I'm sorry. But you look a little too loosey-goosey to be a thief. Translation? Wait, I know. Maybe you're the type to jump out of people's fireplaces and give them toys that they don't need, like that one saint. Okay. But I just can't stand it. Too loud. I'm sorry. Oh, but I just can't stand his beard. You know, all the guy is doing is breaking and entering, right? Are you okay, lady? Look at your cute hair. She looked to be in her late 20s. Okay, not a mother at all? Sure. Despite the cold, she was not wearing a coat. She had no purse either, which was rather strange as a woman. Oh, this is lawn. Okay. Fun. Ooh, this is unkempt appearance? She looked chill as fuck, okay? Despite the cold, she was not wearing a coat, she had no purse either, which was rather strange as a woman, and her... So strange. And her purse were... Her purse were never far apart, not that Sejiro knew the truth quite yet. And her purse were never far apart. Oh, she had no purse either, which was rather strange, as a woman and her purse were never far apart. I'm so not that Sejiro knew the truth quite yet, huh? Based on the fact that none of this seemed to apply to her, one could have easily summarized that she was herself a little loosey-goosey. What? Why are you making me say those words? Few cards short of a full deck, one might also say. Ooh, what? Also, this is weird. This should not be like this. A separated from a few. Okay. Oh, I got it! Are you that part-timer from Misaki High? Whoa, high schoolers these days really are something. You put the prop to shame. Pros? Professionals? The girl looked up in admiration to Sejiro as he stood atop his ladder. Cool, let me help. Ooh, is there another ladder? And rugs? Ah, since we're doing this anyway, why don't we just use the hose? You know, spray water all over the place, yelling and having a good time. We might get in trouble, but a little fun never hurt anybody, right? Okay. Why did they say that? If they gonna say this right after, okay, now I get it. She is a bit weird. But she does not look weird. She looks like alright. She looks like a distinct lady. The girl let out a hearty laugh. The smile glowed like a cactus that has besprouted legs and begins to run about. Inasmuch as a running cactus could only cause trouble. As Sejiro anticipated, the girl began to clean without waiting for his approval. She's 3 meters tall, so I was walking by the church and I saw a figure stick to the window. A daylight Bulgari seemed pretty bold, I thought, but my curiosity got the best of me, okay? It is funny, you have to give it that. It wasn't my surprise when I saw such a cute boy working as diligently as a window wiping expert. You can't blame a girl for wanting to help out after seeing that, can you? Wiping the window next to Sejiro, the girl continued to chatter cheerfully. Although this was all kinds of suspicious, Sejiro politely followed her lead, nodding and agreeing as she spoke. Perhaps it was an instinctive camaraderie. Okay. He sensed this girl was just like him, always getting the short end of his stick when it came to manual work. Manual? Manual definition of work not requiring much skill and lacking prestige. Okay. So you're from the church? Just asking. Oh, this is nice framing. Me? No, I was just passing by. More importantly, why are you acting like we never met before? Don't you remember all those times we met in the shopping mall? No? When did that happen? All the time, silly. You work at the restaurant Udotatsu, right? I was there several times just this week. Oh right. Hanazawa, what's your name? Hanazawa took a quick glance at the flower bed below the middle of her introduction. They give him a friendly laugh. Hold on. She important? Oh my god. Spoilers? This is not her name. Did she... Huh? She lies about her name? Is she gonna get possessed? She looks like the person who's gonna die. Is this our sister? And I don't know any other character. Another girl. Girl. Probably a girl, not a girl. Girl. Could be a boy. A lot of women, sorry. Hanazawa took a quick glance at the flower bed below in the middle of her introduction, then gave him a friendly laugh. Okay, why is she laughing? Why is she lying and laughing? Sojiro's self-introduction, however, was his usual brand of awkward. Sojiro, huh? Your name's cute, in an old-fashioned kind of way. The Ju in your name means 10. Oh, right? Names with numbers in them are so Japanese, don't you think? Yup. Do you know the priest and sisters here? Eri and Yuika. Their names sound so foreign. Sojiro. I'm sorry. I cannot stop doing this. I'm sorry. Soyujuro Shizuki. Oh yeah, it is with raw. Like, you know, Japanese names that start with like Ichiro, Saburo, what's the name for the three? Ichiro, Saburo. And if you're like a third son or a second son, you get called like second son in kanji, which is really funny. Is this Lance in Fate Grand Order? What are we doing? Is this Franz? What is this Franz looking character? Whatever. That's sidetrack. Casual. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil myself. Shit! Stop sidetracking. The junior name is then... Yeah, so foreign. I don't know Eri, but Yuika was the woman with the pretty dark hair, right? Oh, so you haven't met the priest yet? Either church is famous for the handsome priest and beautiful sisters, you know? Oh, that's right. You just moved here, so you're living on your own, right? Yeah. You're really sharp, Miss Hanazawa. You seem to be pretty good at guessing things about me. It's called deductive reasoning, silly. The town doesn't have much to do for fun. Certainly don't know that a kid like you would need to work so much. Normally, we just need one job to cover spending money. You don't seem like a materialistic type, either. No doubt. Which leaves living expenses as the only wholesome reason for working this hard, right? Then again, it isn't very wholesome for a student to be paying for his own room, board and tuition. High school is not free. Not necessary. I think we went through this last time. Not necessary. Don't they say he who does not work doesn't eat? Oh, Sojiro, you're pretty mature for your age. When I was a student, I was completely absorbed in work too, so I understand how difficult things must be for you. Oh, you live by yourself as well, Miss Hanazawa? Yeah, I stayed abroad over my parents' objections. I went to the same school as a friend, and we roomed together to save money. But food wasn't free, as you know. Instead, I'm the kind of person who doesn't mind a bit of elbow grease. Looking back on it now, my time at school and work was a great memory. Sojiro nodded agreeably. Dignified or not, he could barely hold back the sense of solidarity that was welling up within him. Well, since this might be fate, and I'll probably be seeing more of you at Uotatsu from here on, Come see me if you need someone to talk to. I can't promise that it'll be much help, but I'll do my best impression of a sounding board. Sounding board? Thank you, I appreciate it. Maybe you can help me out right now. What do they actually do here? Oh yes, he doesn't know what church is for, that's true. Hello, hello. I haven't seen you since last year. Very interesting, very interesting. As Ajiro said here, he pointed at the church. Huh? What do you mean? This is funny. At least it's funny. When Hanazawa was taken aback by his question, unaware of Sojiro's provincial background combined with her quick-witted nature, Hanazawa seemingly mistook his question for some kind of sophisticated wit. Good question. Misunderstandings are so funny. I guess people did it as a spiritual sanctuary. Is that the right word for it? No, maybe not sanctuary, more like a shield or a place that plugs leaks in your mind. It's basically a way for people to avoid getting better. she like went full on Reddit atheist. That's great, that's great. Oh, and they give you free bread and wine. For free? Sure, I mean, I've heard rich people just donate a bunch of money anyway. Oh yeah, one more thing. And this is the most important wrinkle. Their income isn't taxed. The same sells is tough work, but it's your risk high reward if you got a solid business plan. She's awesome, Loki. Is that so? I don't really follow, but are you saying that it's a good place to come when you're in trouble? I wouldn't recommend that. I think it would be better to visit once a month or so, just for a little peace of mind. She indoctrinated him, not knowing about it. The rug squeaked as the two carefree souls continued to wipe down the windows. Whistling as they went, they shined up on the one window, then another, then another. Oh yeah, one more question. What are those woods way over there? Woods? Oh, on the mountain, you mean? Well, yeah, but it's really more of a hill than a mountain. Someone raised in the countryside, Sojiro's pride would not allow for a mound of dirt to be called a mountain. Based. I'm very lost and confused. It's okay. You'll figure it out. Probably. They're doing church, free work for church. You think so? Any incline that takes energy to climb is a mountain in my book, but if you say so. It was as if a shadow fell over her till now sunny disposition. She was undoubtedly a beautiful woman with very lovely features, okay? But she was unkempt, as they say. But as Sojiro looked at her in that moment, her smile melted away, and he saw how disturbed she was at the comment. Is she okay? Something is wrong with her, and when it comes down to it. It's definitely a hill. Oh, and what about that thing that looks like a chimney? Sojiro was... Is this the mansion? Right here? Maybe? It does look suspicious. Wait, does mansion had, like, second floor? It did. But it looks like it's... It's like a little tower. Maybe not. Sojiro was not one to closely watch people's reaction and fuss over his speech. It looks like a chimney because it is a chimney. That forest is a private property, and a huge mansion sit right in the middle of it. None of the locals really know anything about it, besides they're not allowed in there. People call it Koanji Haunted Mansion. The locals are all spooked by it, so it's probably best that you keep your distance. For a tiny wooded area, there have been all kinds of freaky stories about the place. Weird accidents, wild dogs sighting, you name it. Wild dogs? You get wild dogs here in the city too? Lots of them. Lots of them. There are even some in the empty lot behind the church. The priest here is a bit eccentric. So there's somebody with like dog magic or something? Okay. And one time he gave them some bread, and the pups made the area part of their patrol route. Anyway, don't go up here. You know what they say about idiots in high places. It's something of an unspoken rule around here to stay out. For one thing, it's private property. If you trespass, someone's going to call the cops, and then you're going to spend the rest of the day getting grilled at a station. That doesn't sound like much fun, does it? Thank you, friendly neighbor lady. Sejiro nodded along to her story as he stared at the far-off chimney. Oh, it is like a... How is this part called? Oh, you cannot see my mouse. Shit. I do see a chimney. Okay. It's not look like that from in a different image. Whatever. Far-off chimney from his vantage point on the ladder. A teeny tiny part of him was curious about that hill because it reminded him of the woods where he grew up, but after reminding himself that it was none of his business, he returned to window washing. Nice. I cannot read. It's okay. Window washing. Thanks to Hanazawa's lending a hand, they were able to finish the job without a hitch. Between the two of them, they had accomplished a simple but very time-consuming task. Nice work! I mean, she did just lend him a hand for free, was asking for nothing in return. Unless she has a hidden motive. I really recognize these windows considering how filthy they were before. Why don't we head to a cafe sometimes and get something to drink? I'll treat you as a reward for all your... Huh? Miss Hanazawa? You were in the middle of saying so... Oh, sorry, I just remembered some urgent business I need to attend to. Catch you later. Ciao. Cute. Okay, she's weird. By the time Sujiro, who had started putting away the ladder, turned round, he was only able to catch a glimpse of the girl's figure, dashing towards the street at lightning speed. Why are they spoiling her real name in here? Also, she looks pretty serious here. And also, they don't talk? Sigh. It was just before 3 o'clock. More than 3 hours has passed since Hanazawa offered to help. Sujiro watched the girl with many strange faces disappear. For someone who seemed to have been on an aimless walk, Hanazawa had spent a good deal of time with him. Maybe helping Sujiro out reminded her of something she needed to do. Shizuki, are you down out here? The student council president popped her head out from the corner of the church. Don't mind me. You do your thing. The sight of Sujiro putting away the ladder, settled in himself, seemed to have provoked an emotional response in Naoko. Then, in an instant, she rolled up his sleeves and began to approach him. This surprised him more than Aoko's sudden appearance. Ignoring Sujiro's bewilderment, Aoko promptly began issuing orders. Put the ladder on the side. I'll hold the bottom and you take the top. Oh, she wanna help him carry it. Okay. She did all this so matter-of-factly that Sujiro began lowering the ladder before he even had a chance to insist that he could do it by himself. Nice. Uni Q, okay. With the work finished and the sisters... and the sisters' thank you gifts in hand, the two put the charge behind them. Since Aoka apparently had something to do around the station, they decided they would walk together until they got there. You're a really hard worker. Beneath an orange tinged skirt? Tinged? Aoka spoke more as though she was expressing her thoughts out loud than striking up a conversation. Really? Coming from Aozaki, that's really nice to hear, is it? Sujiro gave her an earnest smile. But then again, he had been beaming ever since he received his pay, so the source of his joy was not so clear. Not so fast, you still got a ways to go, Buster? So don't get too carried away. You're only just breaking even, if that. You're not going to get on my back about school, are you? That's really spoiled my mood. Sujiro hung his head dejectedly. Even if his job has been going well, school was still a bust. Exams were one thing, but even classwork was something he had found himself failing behind in. Why do you hate people with bad grades, Aozaki? She does? Well, dealing with lame brains is certainly tiring, but that's beside the point in your case. And don't let this get to your head. We're not friends, okay? Okay. It's a teacher's job to figure out how to help students overcome handicaps, and it's your job to follow through with that help. Having a jump, it's fine with me, but make sure you study properly when you get home. You can count on me. Everyone at the school is good people. Fine, if you say so. Wait, you say everyone in school is good people? I'll go cocked your head to the side, unsure how to exchange had resulted in a net response. She decided to interpret it. Oh, my brain is sleepy. She decided to interpret it as Sujira's simply expressing his gratitude in his own peculiar way. Oh, one more thing. I need to know what other kinds of job you're working, you know, if cases comes up. If you're asking where, I work at a lot of places in the shopping district, the fish shop, the flower shop, and so on. Oh, he's Persona protagonist! Oh, but yesterday I went over to the next town. I worked a shift in an amusement park. Since the only school authorized locations were Misaki shopping district, his response was much as she expected. Really? That is, except for decidedly unexpected last part. Just shoot me in the head. When you say amusement park, you don't mean one in Yashiroki, do you? That's the one. I disassembled and moved unused signs and curious and stuff. It was exhausting. That's so... Yeah, I can imagine it took you a lot out of you. This left Aoka rather unimpressed. Transporting and used amusement park machinery is not a job that students did willingly in their free time. I mean, it's getting him money. I'm a bit jealous. I've never even been to Kutsuland, even though it's so close to here. Aoka looked up in the direction of the neighboring town. Okay. From here, you could just barely make out the Ferris wheel. What type of town is this? The fuck? Aren't there in the center of a city? How can you see from the center of a city? You can see a huge... it's not that big. Is it? Question mark? The round steel frame of the wheel, illuminated by a sunset as it was reminiscent of an old gravestone. It's a shame. Is it because you're short on cash? This is literally the least funny thing that happened today. Aoka had to stifle her laughter. She knew it would be rude for Sujiro to burst out laughing, but the remark tickled her funny bone. No, it's not like that. It's simple, really. Even back when I was first open, it has always been packed with people and I just never had time to go. If it were a problem that could be solved with money, I could go right now. Aoka showed Sujiro the envelope that contained the pay from the church. Oh, what? It was paid work? I thought it was free. They're getting paid? They're complaining about getting extra job? What the hell? There was nothing sinister about her remark and gesture, but the fact that she did not jump at the chance to go meet Sujiro said. Then why don't we go sometime? Oh, it's a date. Thanks, but no kiddo. You probably didn't catch on because you're who you are, but the place went out of business. I think it's been about 2 years since the park closed down. Oh! What? It was no wonder there were no customers at all the time he was there. Exasperated as she was at Sujiro, the student council president seemed to be enjoying herself. At this point, she would be yelling things at Sujiro like, I can't believe you didn't know that, but this evening, this one and only evening, she found it charming. Okay, she lost all her senses. Are we done with this scene? No. Tsukihime and Sky, okay. He parted ways and Sujiro returned home to his apartment, immersed himself in his studies, and before he knew it, it was time to go to work. The major cultural difference, though certainly not the only point of difference between the city and the country, was the use of time. It didn't matter what part of the city he was in, time flew far too quickly here. Failing to squeeze even a drop of knowledge from his textbooks, he put them away for the day before heading into town. When is he sleeping? The night grew deeper as today turned to tomorrow. Where is he sleeping? Sojiro reversed his collar to protect his neck from the bitter cold and began to make his way back home. Didn't he have bandages? Not a soul to be seen, no dogs scrounging for food, no late-night shoppers. Why would there be? The solitary convenience store in the area closed at 11 o'clock. Oh my god. Oh, he's in a coat! Look at him. Looking cute. Huh. He mustered what little energy he had to take in a specially deep breath. Man-made landmarks lined the deserted street. Garish blue fluorescent lights, brighter than the stars above, illuminated the darkness. An unconscious sense of anxiety stirred within him. Get yourself together. It's not normal for the night to be scary. You can still see the stars, so light pollution is not that bad? A chill crept up his spine as he attempted to mask his weakness with words. Stay out of the dark. Stay away from deserted places. Whether it was for some deeper reason, or perhaps the fact that he looked so helpless, everybody he had met in his life seemed to warn him with those words. Do you think it's child abuse for not teaching a person things that they need to survive in the world, in the life that they would have as they are adults? It kinda is, like low-key. Why wouldn't you teach your fucking son what churches are? Or, I mean, churches are not important, but still. He didn't know what school is. What are they doing with him? And he having really hard time studying, like... But I guess he had some knowledge of school curriculum because he passed the exam? This is weird. Did knowing that ever help anyone? What did that even mean, stay out of the dark? Nowhere in the city was without light. True, everywhere from the bustling train station to the remote residential areas was illuminated by artificial light, not least the main roads. Scary was scary, true, but this kind of fear was of a different sort than what he'd felt in the mountains. The most likely source of his fear was the fact that this place was governed by starkly different rules. Yeah, this city seems huge. What? And it's just like a part of it. How are we seeing a Ferris wheel from the other city? The way in which the city meted out justice was terribly imbalanced. Meted? And to the provincial Sojiro, the lack of familiarity with the laws and the land terrified him far more than the dark. In the mountains, retribution came swiftly to those who broke the rules. Take a game trail, for example. Those who unwittingly trespassed on the animal kingdom's domain would, as a matter of course, be savaged by the native wildlife. Accordingly, in Sojiro's mind, an offender paid the price for one's mistakes immediately. It was not a matter of who punished whom, it was simply that one who broke the rules would meet instant, tangible retribution. He felt that, in that regard, the loss of a city was far too ambiguous. One could meet their demise without even knowing whether one was in the right or wrong. Though, I guess it's probably not that different when it comes down to it. He's right, this is how road rules work. To put it simply, retribution was delayed. To take the analogy a step farther, back home in his village, no one individual had been given the responsibility of maintaining order. Okay. Rukishi did not write this. In the city, however, someone was put in charge of punishing lawbreakers on behalf of the kind-hearted citizens who lived here. While crime and punishment in the mountains were synonymous, in the city the two were separated. An unrelated person brought judgment after the crime has been committed. Entering places that must not be entered, seeing things that must not be seen. Breaking a law had consequences. Someone would come to exact justice for the law that was broken. The result of all this was that the safest way to survive in the city was not to stick your nose in the affairs of others. When the people who cared about Sujiro told him to stay away, the problem meant if you don't, nobody will be able to help you. Oh crap, almost took another shortcut. No matter how much of a nuisance these obstacles were, one could not just climb over a neighbor's fence, even when one's apartment was just on the other side. If the people inside happened to be awake and called the police, nobody would lift a hand to help him. With his misguided view of the city, Sujiro once again ended his day in peace. Unable to fall asleep right away, he gazed out of the window upon the night sky from the floor of his apartment. The cityscape has caused him to tremble in fear when he first moved here. The convenience of solving almost any problem with a flip of a switch. The novelty of living a wall away from a complete stranger. It all disappeared to the night sky when he looked up. Is it really the same sky? Unrealistic? Because of all the light pollution, he would not see this? Unconsciously, he recalled his own words. With dim stars, with a crumbed city. Okay, they are a bit dim. Okay. Here there were no starry nights. Could he even survive here? The same misgivings since his first night continued to haunt him. Are we done? His eyelids fell shut. Although he was fraught with worry, Sujiro's body felt the fatigue from his work and studies, and thus he fell fast asleep. Are we done? Phew, thank God. Okay, back to the main story. Little happening of last night. Beep boop, beep boop. The city is really strange, but a pretty easy place to live once you get the hang of it. Words of wisdom, okay. I see it. I see vertices being cut. I see the painting over a 3D model. I see it. I can see it so clearly. Anyway, Sujiro sighed listlessly. He looked down in the winter schoolyard below, lost in thought. December was written in the corner of a chalkboard. He could not believe 10 days had already passed since he transferred to the school. The last... What? Is it track? Wasn't it said last time that he already was 2 weeks in here? Oh, maybe he was like 24 days here overall? It was 2 weeks then as he came in, and then he only got 10... Speaking so hard, he only got 10 days in school, probably? 24 days? The last vestiges of autumn has faded with the change of months. The trees were all but barren, and the ground below them a mat of fallen leaves. It was pretty autumny when he came here. First period was classics. Classics? An elderly teacher stood at the lectern and rambled on. While he was finally gotten used to the classroom, he still had a long way to go to get up to speed in his classes, lacking even a basic understanding of most students' Lacking even the basic understanding most students learn in their early scholastic life, it was a battle for Sojiro to keep up. The system failed him. Even if he was unable to grasp all of the content right away, he at least tried to memorize everything in hope that he could make use of it down the road. Okay, this is actually a sound strategy, which is why losing himself in his thoughts was about the last thing he should have been doing. He would normally chastise himself for daydreaming, but... Troublingly, what is this? What are these words? He was unable to concentrate in class today. Sojiro could not place the source of his lack of concentration. It could not have been the winter in the city. It was much milder than in the mountains. Neither was his part-time job particularly tiring. He was not any more physically fatigued than the average student, so that could not be it either. Others might conclude that it was because the courses were boring, but that seemed off on the mark too. Sojiro did not share his classmates' opinions about their classes. On the contrary, he rather enjoyed his class time. No, his frame of mind was not to blame either. Trying to figure out what was wrong only made him more depressed. What's wrong with me? It's not like me to be so distracted. If I just dreamed yesterday, we could have avoided all this humiliation. He scolded himself and turned his attention to the chalkboard. The rhythmic ticks of chalk was sending him into slumber, but he somehow managed to resist their lullaby. And yet, he was still unable to focus on the class. Sojiro reflected silently, as was his custom, and sighed inwardly. Deep down, he knew the real source of his agitation. The events of the previous night were the only thing it could be. It was the chime to signal the end of a class. The teacher bowed and exited into the hallway. To see him off, the seriouser students all stood up from their desks. The clock, which had seemed to slow dramatically around 11:30, now struck noon. The tension seemed to fade from the room all at once. The release from a difficult lesson was the stars of lunchtime, the highlight of his school life. Oh my god. Misaki High's cafeteria was not particularly known for its quality for food. Complaints that the quality was below that of a private school went unheeded, and the same unique flavors appeared on the menu each and every day. Private school prices, coupled with subpar quality, led to majority of students to opt for boxed lunches instead. Sojiro Class 2C was no exception. The boys muscled as many as 10 desks into what resembled a long dining table. Conversely, the girls divided themselves into smaller tables of 2 or 3 desks with practiced ease and started chatting within their cliques. Not a single student wasted even a second of their precious lunchtime. Were both sides different in method, they share a common goal. Sojiro was struck down by the efficiency of their transformation. Even after 10 days, he was unable to keep pace with the rest of the class and remained seated while he sat during the previous period. Hey, Shizuki, over here! The voice came from a large makeshift dining table near the window. Hosuke Kinomi. Kinomi was begging him over while leaning back in his chair in a way that looked like he could fall backwards any second. He was regularly shot down by others in the class for being lazy and crass, but his earnest nature kept him from getting on anyone's bedside. Though something could be said for not being so forthcoming at the time too. Time wasting, that's it. I've got a bunch of leftover spring rolls from yesterday, but when my dad saw them, he told me I shouldn't waste them, so that's the only thing I've got. It seemed his endgame was to find someone who might take pity on him and trade him for something better. The two of them worked in the same restaurant, so he was the only one of few people Sojiro knew before starting school. One of the few people. He was also the reason Sojiro was able to learn the true meaning of the phrase, can't live with them, can't live without them. Okay. Hey, Shizuki, get your butt over here. It's the long-awaited canned food festival today. So we're really going through with this? We're absolutely sure we want to do this? You bet you us we are. Sure, this stuff is processed to hell, but all the canned crab you can eat? This ain't no sardines in a can, dude. You for real? And hell yeah, count me in. What are they talking about? Is there enough corned beef for everyone? Or is it first come, first serve? It's not something you can eat a ton of, you know, you can only first can taste any good. With Shizuki on board, we'd be at even 7 cans apiece. What a lifesaver. So what's up with your lunch, Kinami? It looks harder than the cans. The boys usually pass their time where we can follow each other's lunches. Okay. But today they were united against a common foe. A pyramid of countless cans stood in the middle of a table. They had all been taken from a pantry of a certain student's house, and the expiration dates on them can all be scribed out with a marker. Alright lads, everyone got your can openers? Eating them sucks, no one likes leftovers, but these metal demons must be slain at all costs, even if it means missing 5th period. Oh, and a special thanks to our sponsors, Downtown McCoy and Nakayama Market. Okay. Yay, baby, let's eat. The boys united as one and hoisted their can openers into the air. What the fuck is going on? Eat up, Shizuki, there's enough can openers to go around. I thought I told you yesterday that I'm not interested in being your taste tester. And besides, at least half of those cans are past expiration date. It's a roulette! Come on! Oh, come on, leave me alone. But I would eat it. I would eat canned crab, probably. I don't really like canned foods. Do I like canned food? No. I like canned tomatoes. Those are good. Those are good as sauces and stuff. If it's not vegetables, I don't care about it. Quite an inexplicably excited group of guys. The real motivation seemed to be to spread the pain. But moved by their energy and conceding defeat, Sujiro got up from his seat and joined them. And before he could... Hey. You rest, why don't you? Forget them, Shizuki. Come eat with us. Another interesting party during the fray. A woman, a girl with a short but stylish hair, has called out to him. Can I see her? She had also tried to get Sujiro to join the track and field club several days earlier. Thanks for the offer, but I'd rather not, he answered with a troubled look on his face. On the table was nothing but a pile of fruit Sujiro had never seen before. What are they doing? Oh, why? You don't like papayas? You don't like papayas? We've got manga and coconut if you want something else. I don't tell anyone, but we've got even got a Yubari melon. Hold on. Yubari melon. It's a melon! The best melon in the world, literally the first video, come on! It's a melon! This looks so good, I'm a big melon fan. Not just Anthony Fantana, you know, just like real melons. This looks so good, I never eat it. I would eat it, 100%. On the other hand, if you're on the verge of poverty and you're like thinking, where can I get more calories? I think eating expired canned food is better than not. I mean, you can eat expired canned food if a can is not inflated, right? So it's chill. It's probably chill. But I would go for a mango or a coconut. How the fuck are you gonna open coconut in school, lady, huh? Okay, whatever. I don't tell anyone, but we've even gotten an Yubari melon. The members of a fruit group pumped their fists in unison. The last delicacy. Wait, coconuts? Can you even eat those? I'd like a mango if you have any extra. Idiots! Meat! Meat! Eating anyone else is just gonna make you weak! I mean, not really, but okay. Sujiro couldn't keep track of all those voices flying across the room. All I know is nothing good will come out of either of those choices. That's actually wrong. What's wrong with eating fruits? That being said, he found it difficult to refuse them outright. His tendency to accept others' goodwill at face value occasionally left him frozen with indecision. Not accustomed to regular human interactions, he was unable to judge when it was or was not appropriate to turn someone down. Do you agree with this? I don't think so. I don't know, maybe? I don't know, I just like the way they say that it's not like the character's personality, that it's like this, that it's a result of a character not interacting with people, but it doesn't really matter that much. Like, I can understand if you have social anxiety by interacting with people all your life, you're like, you kind of get it naturally, but when you never actually interacted with people, how I cannot communicate it properly as usual. Like, you know, because you never talk to people, why would it be bad? You know, you're not. I think social anxiety is kind of relatively learned behavior, or behavior that comes from being in society for a long period of time, or at least for some period of time, and he was never here, so why? I don't know, I think this characterization is like easy route. It's not that interesting, but sure. Someone tapped the lost little lamp on the shoulder. Don't mind them. If you get involved with every idiot who invites you to do something, you'll mess up your whole life. It's okay to turn them down, you know? And you guys, stop trying to lead this good soul over to the dark side. They're literally offering him food! Come on! An inappropriately loud voice echoed throughout the classroom from behind him. This guy, like he was Vice President. The jury turned around to see a boy around the head taller than him. His long hair well unkept. Okay, those hair are unkept. But this is kind of fun character art. But the lady's clothes was not unkept. Come on, his long hair well unkept has been brushed back. Even an appealingly windswept look. Okay, his attractive features. Believed the contempt for the classroom his eyes carried. Belied? Can we stop using words? Unlike the perpetually dopey-looking Sajuro, he was an extremely attractive boy capable of captivating anyone who so much as glanced at him. In most cases, such a boy's presence would be met with awe and respect. However... Oh look, our mighty Vice President has gradually decided to pay us a visit. I thought you were going to take up residence in the cafeteria so you wouldn't have to see our stupid faces anymore. You lost your way, Your Highness. You're slumping where the commoners eat gruel from their throats? Shouldn't you be... Who says this? Who says those words? Nobody says those words! Shouldn't you be sipping tea with the babes from Class A? Oh yeah, let's use these fucking words together in this... Whatever, shut up. Why don't you leave Shizuki alone? First Lady Aoka has it for him, now His Highness too. What could we have done to have earned the attention of such royalty? Really? But Shizuki has such a goody two-shoes, he's never broken any rules. Well, the rules of a school at least. Wait, could it be that Tsukiji really switched teams after Ozaki rejected him? Nice. They continued to give him a hard time. Sajuro could not help but feel sorry for him. The class vice presidents, on the other hand, showed absolutely no reaction whatsoever. He glared at them with a bored look and simply raised his voice. Don't be homophobic, people! You freaks should get some new material. Why don't you spend your time more proactively for once, like happened with the special little cleaning team? Yeah, you heard me. Only one student in the entire school has signed up so far. Having all of Class C with us would be a huge help, but I guess you want me and Naozaki to do all the work. The menacing growl in his voice contrasted greatly with the boy's well-constructed looks. Both Team Count and Team Fruit Sports were doused like a fire being smothered. This was partly due to the fear of the boy, but mostly due to their fear of a special winter cleaning team. Just clean, man. It's some snow. Come on. You're a special winter cleaning team. Joining meant spending part of your winter break cleaning up the old school building and mountainous rear courtyard that has been neglected by the previous two student councils. It was a form of legalized torture that could potentially ruin 3 whole days of your winter break. Come on! Help him out! I think we were made to clean snow in our school. Maybe not women, but maybe women too? We were like made. It was mandatory. The teachers made us do it. I think it's okay. I think, you know, the teachers are all like older ladies. Older ladies will not clean their own snow. I mean, they could pay somebody to do it, but it's school. School have no money. And forget about any my nose is blocked. Sorry. And forget about any compensation in the form of extra credits. Really? No, it was pointless volunteer work for a student council project. It was practically a miracle that they had found even a single volunteer. Bitch, it's volunteering. Sorry, but we're clearly not fit enough. Yeah, that's it. That stuff takes conditioning. We'll just eat our canned food in the corner now, okay? Yeah, us too. We're anemic, you see. Oh, that's me. And if we don't eat this fruit, we die. And we already have plans or something. All the students but one scoffed away. That's much better. Lunchtime was baddest in silence. I'm tired of people complaining that you guys make even more noise than a freshman. Get it together, you losers. The mob meekly scurried away. Sejiro turned to join them, but as he did... Hold on, Sejiro. You're with me? The hand on his shoulder held up in place. Yaoi. Jeez, who does the student council think they are anyway? Barging into a classroom and lecturing us on table manners. Kinomi cursed him under his breath to his friends the second the vice president turned to go. Huh, Kinomi? Oh, you want to become the second volunteer? Perfect! I'll make the best winter vacation you've ever had. The vice president must have heard everything Kinomi said because he gave thumbs up before figuratively jabbing it in the eye. Oh, is this guy for real? This is voluntarily, isn't it? It ain't voluntarily if you gotta force people to do it, am I right? The problem child of Class C laughed merrily. That was yesterday. The school has since accepted the president's proposal that council members be able to forcibly enlist students for participation. And recommendation by the president and vice president are ironclad. Refusing them means breaking school rules in addition to facing Yaozaki's wrath, which, let me tell you, I won't be able to stop. What? You hang me by the balls here. This is extortion or blackmail or something. Kinomi's terrified shrieking continued behind them as the vice president Sejiro left the classroom. What are they gonna eat? Are they gonna eat at all? Saving. What am I gonna do with you, Sejiro? With me? Aren't you busy with other things, Vice President? Nice room. It's really cold. The floors are cold as hell, so... I'm sorry. It knows. Oh my god, they entered the classroom. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? The two entered the empty student council room. Misaki High's student council was to use of 2 rooms. One was a large office specially made for the student council. The second was an archive room, once used as a preparatory office? preparatory office for math courses. As the latter of the two, the walls were lined with densely packed shelves, making an already cramped room seem even more confined. For this reason, it served more as a private refuge to the student council. You won't say. The two students sat across from one another. Tobimaru Tsukiji. He was the son of a chairman of Misaki High School and vice president of its school council. Like Sujiro, he was in his second year and first met the transfer student a week earlier, when the task of looking after him was dumped onto the student council. I told you to stop calling me that. People may as well call me the president's dog. The shit I have to take from her. As self-deprecating as his words were, he hardly seemed dissatisfied with the arrangement. He took a snack from his pocket and grimaced at it before taking a bite. The 100-calorie energy bar sacrificed flavor for efficiency, but somehow not enough to prevent him gnarling on it like a piece of jerky. Whoa, what is this, lady? See what you're saying, Tobimaru, but you've been a dog isn't exactly a good thing. Sujiro sat in a chair with a concerned look at his face. Huh? What's wrong with dogs? Dogs are good. I mean, it's a bad comparison in the first place, but dogs are way scarier. You grew up in the mountains. Are you still afraid of dogs? I'm afraid of most animals, but dogs are in a class of their own. The pack of wild dogs is particularly terrifying. I'm afraid of most animals. Great line. They're as tenacious as they're fast. No matter where you run, they'll chase you as long as there's still life left in them. Sujiro opened his lunch as he spoke. Inside the bright green cloth, 3 beautifully made triangular rice balls. Would you look at that? Look at what? What do you mean? Oh, nothing. Just those look like some special looking rice balls you got here. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Are we okay? Sorry, I feel like somebody yelled my name? It got me uneasy, I'm sorry. I think it's chill. Okay, I'm trying to compliment you, you idiot. Oh my god, Tsundeer? Sujiro was always confronted by the phrasing that could be interpreted in multiple ways. Euphemism and subtle sarcasm were often lost on him. It was only on rare occasions like this one that he chose to confirm that was being said. Tobimaru had come to suspect that Sujiro has a very black and white way of seeing things. Say, does this hard chunk of flour-looking stuff taste any good? Sujiro stared at the energy bar with a curious look on his face. It's not meant to taste good. You can try it if you want. People shouldn't hold back when it comes to 3 base desires. Tobimaru quickly finished off his bar, put another one on the table, and grabbed one of Sujiro's rice balls. Sujiro failed to notice the rudeness of the forced exchange and gave the proffered energy bar a try. It kind of tastes like turd. Now you get it. Such a sad face. Holy shit. It's what a joyless existence tastes like. Out of principle, Sujiro labored over his energy bar, cringing all the while. He was both curious of the unknown and loath to leave something unfinished. Don't force yourself to finish it right now. The whole point of it is that you can eat it on the run, and while the flavor isn't great, at least it's consistent. Anyway, never mind that. Are you getting used to how things work around here? Yeah, you and Ozaki have been a huge help. Tobimaru turned his eyes to the ceiling, unable to handle Sujiro's carefree smile. As absent-minded as Sujiro might have been, his expressions were nonetheless incredibly earnest. It was like poison to someone so self-absorbed as Tobimaru. Now I know why Ozaki goes so out of your way to avoid him. He took a bite from the rice bowl to steer himself away from such thoughts. Though now cold, the rice had managed to maintain its freshness. Startling, Tobimaru. Hmm? Wait a sec. I'm the one that has your back, you know that, right? Aozaki told me you were too annoying to deal with. Did I say something to upset you? Don't you get it? I'm the only one helping you to keep up your head above water while Aozaki sits in the student council room digging up dirt on other students. I'm the one who gets lumbered with this crap job while she gets to... Tobimaru stopped himself, realizing how ridiculous he sounded. Sojiro, rightfully so... Rightly so? Who says that? Knew it was nothing to get upset over. Well, whatever. I'm only here because she told me to be. Do you know? Do you know why she stuck me with you? Because you're a vice president? Tobimaru's handsome face went dark. Do you really think it's normal for a student council vice president to waste all of his time on a single transfer student? Because you're in love with... Okay. Whatever, man. I love the sound of a chair. Try asking her directly if you get a chance. You'll learn who she really is. He snatched another bite of a rice ball while grumbling under his breath. There it was again, rice grains that were just dry enough to be fresh and tender in the mouth, a morsel that betrayed its humble description, which must have been delicacy molded by Master Chief rather than haphazardly clumped into a ball. Just the right amount of salt and the subtleness of a soy sauce notes coming from the center. It doesn't just whet your appetite? What is this word? It stimulates the desire centers of your brain and... oh wow. Tobimaru, you appear to be thinking out loud. It's nothing, just color me surprised. Hey, Sonoji, what's this feeling anyway? It was only natural to inquire about the unexpectedly delicious bite. He has been nibbling around the edges and had not yet reached its center. Oh, that would be a grasshopper. No way! The vice president choked on his cough. He had assumed that Sojiro would prefer earthy ingredients instead of seafood on account of his mountain life, but he never expected he would use grasshoppers. Damn it! You should have warned me first, Sojiro, but man, this was delicious. Oh, I was just joking. You locked eyes for a moment. Why is it so ridiculous? It's so awkward. Oh my god. It's salmon. I would never eat grasshopper. Didn't he said it's ikura? Ikura is not salmon. Is it? No, it's not what he says. He says ikura as if... as if it's other word, whatever. Alright. Yeah, I knew that. Of course it wouldn't be grasshopper. Yeah, I mean, you can't find fresh grasshopper in the city to begin with. As curious as those words were, Tobimaru decided to let them go. Geez, Sojiro, this sounds something to joke about. You want me to hurl or something? Don't say bad things about Aozaki then. Sojiro closed his eyes as he continued to chew in his rice ball. Chew on his rice ball. Tobimaru watched incredulously as Sojiro made no attempt to hide his disapproval. Okay, that I can't let go. You're really saying you were taking revenge for Aozaki? Sojiro continued chewing. The country boy's sullen protest said all that it needs to be said. The vice president suddenly looked like he was being struck by lightning. What the? Don't tell me you've fallen for Aozaki! You haven't you? Hey, I asked you a question, damn it! Tobimaru flew out of his chair and violently shook Sojiro by the shoulders. Sojiro opened his eyes. I forgot. You don't know about what happened a year ago. Because if you did, you wouldn't be treading down this path of destruction, my friend. You got it all wrong, but that's okay. Tell me what happened a year ago first. A flashback time? Tobimaru regained his composure and sat down. Great character, surprisingly. And sat down for a moment and thought. Okay, I'm not one to gossip, but for you I'll make an exception. He likes us. Tobimaru reassured himself that it was Sojiro's best interest as a young man to know. I'm gonna listen about how she rejected you. It went down when Aozaki was a freshman. Ooh, reflection. Everybody was new to high school, so nobody knew what anyone was like yet, her included. She was a total babe. I mean, look at her. All the guys were crazy for her. Little did they know that soon after they would go crazy for an entirely different reason. The first couple of months, black and white, therefore you know it's a flashback, the school descended into chaos. You gotta remember that early in the year, no one cared about class hierarchy. So tons of guys were fighting themselves over her. It was insane! Just getting anywhere near Ozaki was next to impossible. They were fighting? They were fighting? I don't understand. Why would that happen? Because that's what happens when 100 guys like the same girl, duh. It would have taken Ozaki 3 months just to have lunch with them, all individually. So people decided to fight over who got to ask her out. They were all a bunch of losers if you ask me, but what happened next is the juicy part. Those who emerged from a conflict unscathed made their move. I thought she might not seem like it, but she's the type who likes to put a guy down lightly, you know, because of sincerity or courage or whatever. At any rate, she rejected all comers as politely as she could. Okay. But there was one guy who couldn't take a hint. He was a third year who just refused to give up. Maybe he was a little bit nuts, but it's hard to see it any other way at this point. Incidentally, Tobimaru decided to gloss over the fact the student was also the former student council president. She killed him, but he didn't keep up, only at school. Later he started following her home. She must have been the last straw because Ozaki wiggled out. She sent him packing in ways I'm not comfortable repeating out loud. The conclusion? The student doesn't just request a transfer. He tucked tail and left Misaki completely. Aozaki has sentenced to a month of house arrest. Well, he was literally stalking her, excuse me? Can a girl, you know, beat the shit out of you if you're trying to harass her? It came to be known as a bloody town hall incident. Didn't he see that she goes into a mansion? She could tell you more about than I can, but it wouldn't recommend asking her, as the school newspaper edited it instead. She loves a bit of gossip. Tobimaru, get the feeling you're not telling me everything. Hey, you do the same thing if you were me. I may be the board chairman's son and all, but some things scare even me when I graduated in one piece. You want me to freak out every time I see a girl in school uniform? Guys, you okay? Are you okay? Sojiro tilted his head to the side in confusion. Tobimaru has lost him with that comment. Well, whatever. What is it about Aozaki that you like anyway? Oh, sorry! That Aozaki packs a punch, excuse you! He tilted his head again, this time to the other side. Whoa, are you really that hot for her? As if your heart pounds in her presence, that could be caused by fear, you don't tell me you're stupid enough to like her for no good reason. He tilted his head even further. What Tobimaru was saying sounded off, but Sojiro decided not to press the matter. All the more because he found many of his own emotion towards Ozaki to be incomprehensible. It is kind of strange, to be honest. I don't know her that well. It was because they had not truly spoken to each other since the day she showed him around. What about the church? Every time Sojiro tried to talk to her, she immediately got up and left. As fate would have it, they ended up working together that recent Sunday. Oh, okay, but made only idle chatter on the way and back. Okay, those are the part of the story that you need to read to move the chapters. I get it. There's something you don't know either, Tobimaru. Sometimes I feel someone's gaze on me, and when I turn around to see who it is, she's there, looking like she's worried about me, that I'll mess up. I'll know what you say, she just happened to see me in the hallway and was keeping an eye on me. Maybe she secretly wishes she could ignore me when we pass each other. But whatever the reason, I believe her concerns is genuine. The the way they want me to see Sojiro versus the way they write him is very different. Like, he's not that clueless. He's alright. He's okay. And that's the most important thing about all this. I believe that nature of hers has helped me out repeatedly. His tone was measured and sincere. Tobimaru's sign was a tingle of regret. If not for those words, he would have introduced Sojiro to a more suitable girl with whom he could have lived out the rest of his school days in peace. He never went to such lengths for his other friends. Generally speaking, if it was of some benefit to him, he wasn't unafraid to explode in another. If there were no use, he didn't bother getting involved with them. That was how Tobimaru Tsukichi operated. Sojiro happened to be the type of person who provided no benefit to Tobimaru, yet somehow sparked in him a desire to help. Sojiro's stupid face, where he just looks into nothingness, reflected on the table. Oh my god. Damn. He just did not have many people he felt that close to. So if Sojiro had really fallen for Aoka, it was not his place as a friend to try to change his mind. Well, I guess that's true that love knows no reason. I wouldn't say there is no reason for it. I can't think of one at least. I thought she was beautiful the moment I first laid eyes on her. Huh? Tobimaru's shoulders slumped. After all that, you just like her for her looks? Listen to yourself, Sojiro. What's wrong with appreciating beauty? I don't think there's anything wrong with judging someone by the physical appearance they work hard to create. Oh my god. That sounded like a sophism to Tobimaru, but he had no counterpoint to offer. Alright, I get it. I'll let it go. It's none of my business who you go after anyway. No. Tobimaru was mistaken about one major point during this whole conversation. Namely, that Sojiro was not head over heels in love with Aoko and hoped to go steady with her. He merely liked her as a person. Nobody could have foreseen this massive calamity that would be caused by his simple misunderstanding. I've just got one piece of advice for you, Sojiro. Just because Aozaki fights with someone doesn't mean she hates them. And just because she's nice to someone doesn't mean she likes them. I'm a prime example of that. You spoke with a pain sign, as if opening old wounds from the past. I see. What happened? Long story short, she used to be really full of herself, and I once tried to hit her. Ooh. And you said she's evil lady that shouldn't be pursued? My guy, come on. It happened last summer. I've already been working with her into student council for a year at this point, and saw her more like a fellow soldier in the trenches than as a girl. One day I lost my temper and I took a swing at her. I like to think I've got a mean right hook, and it slugged her pretty good, so I thought I won that round. That's crazy! He had a distant look in his eyes as the words tailed off. The next day, this is insane! That's fucked up! This is stupid schoolwork! Are you crazy? You're a crazy person, Jesus Christ. The next day when I came to the student council room, I thought she'd be spoiling for a fight, but she was the same as always. And since then, we're simply continuing working together as the president and vice president. Yeah, because you crazy fuck and she's scared of you. Well, she's a witch, so, you know, who gives a shit. Sojiro signed his story. He then said with absolute confidence, I hate you. I hate everyone involved in this. So, you just wanted to brag about how close you two are? Clearly, he had missed the point entirely. No, he didn't! I don't get it. I don't understand this. This is incomprehensible for me. I cannot read this situation. Like, what is she supposed to do? What was she supposed to do is here? So Juro's read on this is literally right. She likes you enough to let this shit go. Come on. Why are you like this? Okay, I don't need this character anymore. Are you kidding me? How the hell do you come to this conclusion after hearing a story like that? I'm telling you that from that day forward, I could never see her again as a woman. Huh? I was mistaken? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Can we come back to witches and like witch boss battles and shit? Where is Alice? Alice would never say bullshit like that. A look of disappointment flitted across Sujira's face. Tobimaru reserved his opinion. Sujiro was something of a simpleton, but there was a quality to him that Tobimaru could not quite place. Just take it from me, his standards are anything but normal. Isn't woman just silently taking a punch from a guy is like the most woman thing ever? Like, I'm sorry. What else was she supposed to do? So you thought that she was like feisty and stuff and you wanted her to hit your back or something, but she didn't? Shouldn't it make her like, this is a story against you and pro Aozaki? Honestly, she should like create a hole under you and you should fall into the hole and die. A hole? A hole and die. That's what I would do if I were a witch. And you hit me. Hit me overdoing the schoolwork. Like, this is so insane. Just take it from me, her standards are anything but normal. She wouldn't like you for being nice to her, and she would hate you for being mean to her. That's the kind of princess she is. And? What's the problem? What does it mean? What any of this means? I think I'm missing like a huge point in here. Sujiro answered, wait, can I read it with my controller? Hold on. Sujiro answered that he would keep it in mind as he looked to the clock. Oh my god, I can't. They had been talking for a while, and lunch was almost over. Is there anything else you want to discuss? Huh? I didn't have anything to discuss in the first place. But you did. Why did Tobimaru even brought him here in the first place? Sujiro tilted his head in wonder, but shook it off to deal with the more pressing matters in hand. Could you stay a little longer? There is something I wanted to ask you. Tobimaru sat up straight, having never seen Sujiro's face look so serious before. Sujiro set aside his rice bowl and cleared his throat. Okay, comedy moment. It's about something that happened yesterday. Oh no, it's gonna be magic? Maybe he saw some magic? He spoke solemnly. And as carefully as possible, he recounted what had occurred the night before. He went to the park. Shizuki, you in here? It was 10 to 12 and lunchtime was quickly coming to an end. Her face popped into Class C as lively as ever. As if it were an everyday occurrence, Aoka Ozaki announced her presence. While Aoka wasn't part of a Class C, she didn't let it bother her as she casually entered the classroom. In contrast, the baby birds who had been so noisily chirping while eating lunch quickly quieted and began to rearrange their seats. Are they trying to tell me something? She bristled internally before looking around the room. She could not see the male student she had come here to find. He hardly stood out, so she thought he might be hidden in a corner somewhere, but it appeared not to be the case. Arisata, do you have any idea where Shizuki from C12 is? My nose is blocked. That's so annoying. Aoka kept her tone professional. Huh? Me? Shizuki left with His Highness Tobimaru a while ago. The boy was shocked that she actually knew his name. One might think that reason student referred to Mimaru Tsuzuki by royal title was because he was the chairman's son, but it was because he actually acted like royalty. In fact, the vice president was said to be taking a liking to the title. He's with Tobimaru? Are those two friends or something? She seems surprised. The classes seem surprised at her surprise. No idea, but we've seen Tsukiji be that friendly with another boy before. Well, maybe Kinami, but he's an idiot, so that hardly counts. Yeah, His Highness was slow to warn to him, but since the third day, it's been nothing but friendly arguments. Well, you can't really help but like Shizuki, so he may be a little odd, but he's good people. Totally. Sejiro is really nice. Having recomposed themselves, Cressy started chatting again. Oko listened a bit before turning around, and leaving the class was later. When will this end? All the Sejiro talk finished as quickly as it had started. Lunchtime was coming to a close in the student council room. Sejiro, having told his story, was smiling in satisfaction. Tobimaru, still sitting across from him, was frowning. So, what do you think? Sejiro told his yarn as best as he could. Tobimaru fingered his brow as if he was angry or concerned. Sonoji, are you trying to make fun of me? A word of advice, leave it to us smart people, Take that back, I'm more clever than you think. His response only confirmed Tobimaru's suspicions. Suspicions? It had to be one of two possible conclusions. That what Sejiro had told him was true, or that Sejiro was so tired that he must have been hallucinated at the time. Tobimaru was sincerely hoping it was the latter. To be honest, Sejiro, you're growing on me. Anybody that never lies can really be considered human. So for a misanthrope like me, I suppose you could say it's easy to like you. But if you're gonna stick to your dumb story, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for lunch starting tomorrow. Why not just eat in cafeteria? Hearing his suggestion, Tomoyo's face darkened. Okay, I spell it out for you. You were hallucinating. If you still insist you saw a ghost, I'd be more happy to introduce you to a good psychiatrist. The face of total. Like, it's so earnest, and it says like no expression at all. It's so good. He's like a squeezy toy with its empty stare that you wanna squeeze by the neck so the eyes would like pop off from the socket. Sorry, too gruesome. Sorry. So that's you taking it. Good to know. As bitter as Tobimaru's words may have sounded to most, Sejiro swallowed them whole. I already figured as much. It sounded like a telltale to me too. I was starting to wonder if it was normal for this kind of thing to go on in the city, so I wanted to hear your opinion. Satisfied, Sejiro finished off his last rice bowl and neatly folded the cloth. Hey, hold on a second. You didn't actually think it was normal for people in the city to breathe fire or extend their arms like they were made of rubber, did you? Well, not normal as much as within the realm of possibility. The city is full of extraordinary things we don't have up in the mountains. I thought it might be some extraordinary people as well. That his face was as serious as it was made Tobimaru realize just how big a culture shock Sejiro must have been experiencing. Living up in the mountains with no electricity, in a place where the night sky was as it always had been, where humans were just one more organism in nature's garden. It makes sense that more conditions would create a boy like him. The idea of children growing up so pure was an appealing one, but maybe it was natural to forgo civilization when your population was so small, or perhaps it was so simple a world that excessive knowledge was deemed irrelevant. It was precisely because the city life offered him so much that it was impossible till now that he come to the conclusion that anything was possible there. Relax, the city may have its share of shady guys, but none of them are magicians in disguise. Ron. I hope you're right. But Sejiro seemed unsure. And on Tobimaru's part, there were things to Sejiro's story that he found hard to swallow. Whether true or not, an incident Sejiro has described was disturbing. For the time being, let's assume what you say actually happened. That would ultimately mean that one of the school students killed someone in the park last night, that neither of the parties involved were normal. As a newcomer to town, Sejiro assumed that anyone his age was a student at his school, for better or worse. He was right. One of them was equipped with a flamethrower, while the other, Tent and Naginata, or at least a bladed weapon resembling one that had a good few feet in length. Sephiroth! Sejiro bobbed his head up and down as he listened to the disbelief in Tobimaru's voice. Hearing it repeated by someone else, he could see how someone might think he was taking them for a ride. Look, I'm not crazy. It really did happen as I said. Give it to me straight, Sejiro. You pulling my leg, aren't you? Nope, I'm not. But I get it. There is no one in the city who can do it, right? If not, I was probably just hallucinating, like you said. Working part-time while studying for exams was pretty tiring. Winter break was just around the corner at the end of a third exams were about a week away. Both were proving formidable opponents for Sejiro. I don't even know the basics, so I need to study twice as hard as everyone else. I mean, anyone would start to lose it if they had nothing but study, right? I wouldn't say you're losing it, but you're definitely pushing yourself too hard. Maybe cut back to work a bit until the exams are over? I've tried to cut back, but a lot of people take off at the end of a year, so they often ask me to fill in for their shifts. She shrugged helplessly. It was obvious from his words that he had been busy. Even if he was not going crazy, lack of sleep could have caused him to daydream, even if this all did go down in the middle of the night. Sounds tough, Sejiro. Yeah, city life has been exhausting. Sejiro nodded with a pained look on his face. What was strange, however, was that he did not look the least bit tired. I'm impressed you never complained about it. You always look like nothing bothers you at all. Just because it wasn't bad enough to bother me. As he answered, Sejiro looked up at the clock on the wall. Lunchtime was almost over. Tobimaru, the time. Really? It's that late already? You can go on ahead, I still have things to do. Sejiro watched as Tobimaru made a gesture that seemed to demand the life of a student council member. His eyes looked as if they were looking at a piece of art and not understanding its value. I'm jealous that you can just skip class whenever you want. I would have thought you were a stickler for the rules. How many times do I have to tell you? It's not skipping when I've got special permission. The vice president angrily defended himself as he stood up. The transfer student merely gazed at him unfazed. Hey, you're not honestly implying you still don't understand after all that, are you? Oh well, just sit down and listen, Sonji. I was granted talent and luck beyond that of most people, but I always put the work in. But once I leave here, I'm on my own. Do you get it? I'm sick of explaining this to people. My family status will only keep me afloat for one more year. What about that could possibly envy? Most people can live off privilege of their entire lives, but the best I get is 3 measly years. So you take advantage of that while you have it. Just the thought of having count beans like the rest of the kids out there gets me livid. The adults is going to kill me. The envy alone will be enough to destroy my fragile heart. He's such a dick. He must have been joking. Sejiro took his tone to be completely sincere. He listened as he envied Tobimaru's ability to be so open about his feelings. From his frame of reference, there was nothing he could do but take Tobimaru for his word. When... Oh. If you're looking to extend your privileges, why not stay at school? I'd be more than happy to arrange that for you. The door to the student council room flew open, washing away Sejiro's half-hearted response to his friend. The frosty statement destroyed the warm atmosphere of the room, and it also marked the abrupt end to the Tsuriki reign here. No, I just meant that a dream or someone would take hold of ourselves. Really? Then why not spend time on that than this pathetic display? I could hear you all the way from the hallway, Mr. Vice President. Oh, the door is there. Okay. Not missing a bit, Aokazaki stepped inside the room. Her dark hair was slightly disheveled, as if she had been running. Her gaze missed the sitting Sojiro entirely and was focused completely on the ranting vice president. Good luck, Tebimaru. Sojiro quietly got up and headed back to his classroom. That's cold, man. Tebimaru grumbled in front of Aoko. Look at her, she's so small, how can you hit her? But it's almost time for class. You're just proving my point, He cut himself off. Aoko briefly shifted her gaze to Sojiro. It's not like I have time for this either, you know. It feels like I'm always having to clean up after you. Not a complaint, it was your honest opinion. Wait, you're here for Sojiro? Don't worry, I'll deal with you next. Your eyes shimmered with a murderous glee. Slightly different from the more sullen gaze to which Tebimaru has grown accustomed. For whatever reason, Aoko's mood seemed worse than usual. Shizuki, which do you prefer, running or swimming? Aoko asked abruptly. Sojiro frowned a little before saying he was fine with either one. That won't do. Pick one. Swimming, I guess. Why do you ask? Damn. That's a bot for a different thing that came today. That's crazy. I didn't know they have more than bestviewers.com. That's cool. Anyway, swimming, I guess. Why do you ask? Because you still haven't joined a club. A succinct reply. One that left no room for Sojiro to object. You read the school regulations. All students must participate in club activities. I'm not the biggest fan of it myself, to be honest, but rules are rule. That's crazy. How could I possibly find the time for that? Oh, indeed. As equally terse response. She was typically to the point, but Tebimaru got the impression that she was expressly trying to keep her interaction with Sojiro short. They stared at each other in silence. Tebimaru stood breathlessly silent on the sandlands as Sojiro broke the impasse. I thought you of all people would understand Ozaki. I mean, of course you do. That's what makes you strong. Sojiro stood up from his seat. He walked past Aoko into the hallway. Do you mind if I start tomorrow? Whatever works for you, Shizuki. He did his best to force a smile before leaving the student council room. I cannot comprehend this. While watching the events play out, Tebimaru found himself deeply impressed with Sojiro. You could tell from Aozaki's behavior that she was trying to get a rise out of Sojiro. Sojiro, on the other hand, didn't react. Heedless of what Aoka was doing, he simply went on his way. To Tebimaru, it was hard to believe that Sojiro had not taken offense. From his point of view, Sojiro's poker face was been the performance of a lifetime. The kid has some balls, huh, President? He looked at Aoka curiously. Aoka stood completely still, staring at the wall. Huh? Ozaki? Aoka showed no response. Oi, President! Ernest Ozaki! Come on, Lady Aoko. I'm talking to you, Ozaki Aoko. No, was the Awa. God! Your fury echoed across the student council room. It was a beautiful sound that could be heard from the hallway and made Tebimaru run from earlier pale in comparison. Look who's talking, Miss Megaphone. Perhaps her shouting was still ringing in his ears, or he was just the type to answer a shout with a shout, but he shouted back reflectively. No wonder you can get a boyfriend. Do I have your attention now? I could hear you before. I was just ignoring you because you were annoying me, and I thought it'd be easier than getting you to shut up. You got some nerve. Am I a mosquito to you? Yes. She said communication something, and mosquito would offer better company, so no. What exactly that's supposed to mean? We never see eye to eye. Talking to you is like going on a date, both pointless activities. Based on that statement, Aoko must have been under the assumption that dating was the act of two lovers whispering nonsense to each other. Yeah, she already has a girlfriend. And a partner, and a teacher. Sorry. The real question is that the hell qualities as company to you, but whatever. You're awfully harsh today, Aozaki. Maybe a little. This isn't exactly the time to make nice. Funny you mention that. I haven't seen you try to be civil at all in the last 2 years. Oh, I'm always civil, just not that you're in the same room. So that's how it is. You're still upset for me for what happened, aren't you? My guy, you're so pathetic. Just shut up. There was only one thing that Mira could be talking about. The incident that occurred in the student council room this past summer. Huh? Isn't it ancient history at this point? Don't you think you should stop wasting brain power on this? I mean, you got so few brain cells to work with as it is. As the conversation wore on, Aoko's murderous aura began to fade, and her sharp gaze gave away the calm demeanor rarely seen from her. It was quite possible that nobody besides Tokimaru had ever seen this side of her at school before. Thanks for the concern, psych. And for the record, it's not like I want to relieve it either. It's just... when Sonji was being an idiot earlier, it kinda reminded me of how it went down. Come to think of it, this is the room it happened in. You were so annoying. Despite his ranting, his face betrayed a touch of nostalgia. Hit a woman once, can't forget it. Shut up, man! Aoko, on the other hand, was scowling. Hold on. You didn't tell him about what happened, did you? Sure did. At least, how you mockery my candidacy for president had told my face had sidekick written all over it, and the pastor took the bait and tried my damnedest to punish you for it. Aoko let out a sign. It is a relief that Toimaru had not told Sujiro the rest of the story. Okay, fuck you guys. Even she wasn't sure why. I'll admit it was quite a punch though. It was enough to make me react on the reflex. Did you really say that, by the way? You sure did. And not only that, I can read. After I was taken to the infirmary, based. Okay, I forgive him. She hit him back. That's good. Why did he... okay, I did not forgive him. Why is this so pathetic? Why did he... why seeming as if you beat woman is good, but saying that woman beat you back is bad? This is bad. This is better. No? This is way better situation where, like, she hit you back, you know? Before it just looked like you punching down. You had the balls to tell me you did me a favor by forcing me to be your number 2. Since that day, Tokimaru has served as the vice president to the person who's usurped the role from him. Based. It's fine, no, the president's chair doesn't suit me anyway. I feel much more at home as a vice president. Good job, have probably turned me into my dad. Your pride never allow you to give anything less than your best. You might be a little too comfortable in the student council though. Makes me wonder how you would have looked as an honor student. Don't even go there. Even thinking about it gives me the creeps. Having one wolf in sheep's clothes around here is bad enough. The matter shooed Aoko away like an annoying pest. It was a typical example of a crude verbal abuse exchanged on a daily basis with a witness that only 2 long-time folks could manage. So, why did you tell him? Tell who what? Why did you tell him what happened between you and me? Oh, that? I was just trying to put a stop to the nonsense he was spewing, and he stopped himself before he said any more. He knew better than to let slip the fact that Sujiro had a thing for Aoko. You know when you guys didn't sell each other out like that? Oh, did they? Even if this was all in truth and misunderstanding. Anyway, what the hell was this before, Aozaki? It's some grudge you got against Sujiro. I'm not some princess who goes around holding grudges for something that happened over a week ago, you know? He wanted to retort that she more like a queen than a princess. But he come to know her well over the past 2 years to dig himself into a hole like that. Okay, so why'd you pick a fight with him? I mean, he does throw you off when you talk to him, but that's not an evil bone in his body. Wow, why are you looking at me like you just stepped in dirt? No big reason. Hearing you say that, I was just thinking that I've never met such a despicable person in my life. Well, whatever. So, he's a good guy. That makes him the perfect person to pick a fight with. If nobody else do it, the job falls for me, right? She said casually, having regained her composure. You just can't help yourself, huh? Tobimaru could not follow her reasoning at all. Tobimaru, I can't follow your reasoning. Tobimaru was used to Oko's erratic traits of thought, but hating Sojiro for no reason simply is needlessly cruel. His friend's naive and innocent face came to mind, and then he blurted. Sojiro's taking a shine to you, Ozaki. How can you hate him knowing that? His vow of silence has lasted not even 2 minutes. What I meant was... He tried to take it back, but it was too late. She had heard his words loud and clear. All he could hope for was that she would take it back. Because I like what I like and dislike that I don't like. Just because he wants to be friends doesn't mean I have to suddenly like him. Stone cold Aoko. Tobimaru found himself filled with indignation at how detached Aoko was being. Can we go back to like the magic and stuff? Like, this is so bad. Don't you get it? This isn't about friendship. And I didn't mean he only likes you either. Believe me when I say that Sonoji really has a thing for you. Shut the fuck up. Holy shit. Worst person in the cast? No, like, why is he like this? He shouted, his face the embodiment of sincerity. Projecting much, Aoko gave him a blank stare. It was the face of someone who had lost their wallet hours earlier and was only just realizing it now. The first instant of doubt that ushers the reality of the situation. But an instant is all it was. So what? She answered coolly, as if she had no idea what it should matter to her at all. Based. So what? Were you born in hell? I'll assume you didn't hear me, and I'll say it again. Sojiro, shut up, Tobimaru. Tobimaru gave you... Why is he like that? I hate Tobimaru. Tobimaru gave up any pretense of masculine solidarity and fired back hard. Shut up. Why are you doing this? She's just a lady, like, come on. Don't bother, I couldn't care less. Based, she's so cool. She ruthlessly cut him off. Thinking of the boys who still harbored an acquired love for Aoko, Tobimaru tried hard to come up with a name befitting the demoness in front of him. It's not your problem, man, come on! Now I see, so that's what you told me about our little incident. You would have thought His Highness could be so considerate to his friends. I bet she also told him all the nasty rumors floating about me too, huh? She's 100% right! She's so based. She has all right to crash out. If she wanted to. She can do no wrong. I mean, she could, probably. She laughed as if fiendish smile on her face. Can we go to the magic part? Tobimaru repented to God, whoever and whatever he or she might be, for him bringing up Aoko's love life. You did the right thing, Tobimaru. Not be a good little vice president and tell me every single thing you told him. She was smiling, but Tobimaru wished he at least tried to hide the bloodlust. Just 2 things really, the story that you're most famous for and what happened in this room. Aoko nodded with satisfaction as she listened to Tobimaru's hesitant answer. Rumors like those can come in handy sometimes. You can use them to chase off annoying people. Just be careful about who you tell, okay? Had this been in writing, the chillingly sweet tone of your words could have been signed with a heart. Okay. Whether angry or happy, Aozaki spoke in a disturbingly cute manner when she was in a heightened emotional state. Tobimaru took note of his new discovery, aware that it did nothing to get him out of this situation. Don't worry, I value my life, so shut my mouth. No, you won't! But, Aozaki, do you really hate Sojiro that much? He knew that it was a topic he would better off avoiding, but he tried asking anyway. The bonds between men, at times, shine more beautifully than a pearl. No, they don't! Well, I not like him, but doesn't mean I hate him. I'm not even sure where I feel the way I do. Which is probably the problem. Perhaps to placate Bimaru, Oko paused in contemplation before she answered. Given at the moment without immediately blurting out a response meant that not even he would complain. I guess that makes sense. As much as emotional arguments can make sense, there is nothing I can do if neither of you understand why you feel the way you do. Thinking that would be the end of it, Mimura looked up towards the ceiling and silently apologized to Sujiro. However, his final sentence appeared to have piqued Aoko's interest. Wait, what do you mean by that? Her folks' cheer had vanished. This scene is so dragged out. Failing to pick up on this, Bimaru answered nonchalantly. Nothing. It's just that Sujiro also said that he wasn't exactly sure why he liked you, or more like, there was no particular reason to how he felt, I think. Okay, so there's some magic bullshit connected to this. I can feel it. Bimaru was still in disbelief that Sujiro had been charmed by Ako's appearance, so he purposely left that part out. He said he likes me. For no reason? Yeah, I mean, I even told him about all the rumors around him. He had no effect on him whatsoever. What did he say again? Oh right, he was going on about how genuine your concern for him was and how it really helped him. Almost too mushy for me to repeat out loud. All I can say is, unlike the other boys, the rumor didn't faze him in the least. Tomorrow finally noticed the shift in Aoko's demeanor. She was scowling at the wall. She glared at it in silence like it was her worst enemy, and this continued for several minutes. What the hell is that? Why can't I shake the feeling that I've heard all this before somewhere? She's shaking. So great that your ire that the gnashing of her teeth was audible. The irritation ceased until it reached the point that Aoko forgot that Bimaru was even in the room. Bimaru looked heavenward for forgiveness, sensing that he brought further calamity downhill than upon Sujiro's head. He hates Sujiro. I kinda get it now. I think I know why I don't like him. Bimaru looked away as if to indicate that he'd rather not know, but Aoko ignored him and began to grumble venomously. The way he acts and talks reminds me of someone I despise. Like how everyone thinks he's an angel and how nothing seems to bother him. Maybe it's how good he is and getting on my nerves. Oh, is it because of Alice? Glancing idly at the clock, Bimaru thought that the last part just sounded like a misplaced anger. And that was that. 1 o'clock had come and gone. Can we end this scene? I need to end my stream. This was it for today. Fine, I get it. Sorry I said anything. So did you need me for anything? Class has already started, you know. Started. Huh? What do you mean by class? When did it? The bell rang right after Sonoji left, around the time you were busy being pissed off at the wall. Tell me, Miss President, are you allowed to miss first period? Of course I'm not. Why didn't you say something? She looked like she was on the verge of tears as she shouted and pulled at his necktie. Nero raised his hands in mocking surrender, a gesture reserved only for the true victor. Consider this revenge for saying I was worse than a mosquito. Hopefully you'll learn your lesson. Oh, hellish demon who feasts upon the hearts of men. You're so petty. You know that? You're supposed to reply insults with insults, you covered. She's right. She tightened his necktie around his neck with a yank. Whoa. The vice president smiled a thuggish grin, as if her reaction made his victory even much sweeter. There's no secret you're heading to Remedial Classics, and I don't have to tell you who teaches Class A during first period. I'll bet Fujishiro is going to have your hat. Fujishiro had one of the longest tenures at the school, so it was only natural she would be in charge of teaching the classic. This is where you stop yanking off my tie and haul yours to classroom. I won't even try to stop you. Am I not merciful? Damn it all! I can't believe you of all people pulled it over me! Just die already! She choked him in harder with his necktie. As Oko put words into action and mercilessly strangled Tobimaro, he saw his life flash before his eyes. Violence. Wait, stop! I'm gonna die! It isn't too late. Do you want them to mark you absent? Oko glanced up at the clock. It was only 1:07. He rode from the student council room to the second floor to the Class A classroom on the third door. If she ran, she could make it. I'll let you live, Tobimaro. This time. Oko clicked her tongue disappointedly. I hate high school. The disturbed Tobimaro. Can we do magic instead? The disturbed Tobimaro was that it didn't sound like an empty threat. Be here after school. I actually do have something I need to do. She was halfway out of the room before she even finished her sentence. Finally, all alone, Tobimaro closed the open door, locked it, and slumped into a chair. Never a dull moment with Sawazaki around, that's for sure. He leaned back with a creaky folding chair and let out a sigh. Can we end the scene, please? Okay, I think we're done. Because I have to go. Thank you for watching. I don't know if I'm gonna try to do a short stream tomorrow too, to compensate for the stream I didn't do yesterday. Yeah, thumbs up. See ya!